Hi, this is Jim Shaw here at Crystal Group, and we're talking about artificial intelligence and the trends in the industry, especially AI at the tactical edge. And so what I wanted to talk about is traditional artificial intelligence and how that's being used and how we're seeing that change a little bit with pushing AI out to the edge. And so what does that mean exactly? AI out to the edge is actually doing the processing where you need it to be, where you need to use the information. For example, in a tactical situation, in a forward operating base, someplace where you don't necessarily have big pipes to take data back to a data center and process it and bring the answer back. More timely, and where latency, or a situation where latency is important, or you need immediate information. Well, what is all this being used for? Primarily, it's situational awareness. It is ISR. It is battle space management. It is all of those things where you need timely information, where latency is really important, and what you need to do is understand your situation. You'll see this in drones. You'll see this being used in EW, radar systems, hypersonic detection. All of these things where time is really important, and you don't have time to push data, process it, and bring it back. You need to do the processing right there on the edge. And so that's what edge computing is really all about. Traditionally, and back behind me, you can see some of the traditional larger form factors that Crystal Group has provided this industry. But today we're going to focus on some of these smaller form factors, and this is where the trends are that we're seeing this AI being stuffed into smaller and smaller packages. Maybe not as capable, but certainly it's doing more specific information in a smaller package for lower power. This particular unit right here is an RE1539, and it's set up to take full-size expansion cards inside here. And so this is, a little bit smaller, carbon fiber, so it's intended to be improvement on the weight. It's designed specifically for transit cases or any kind of aircraft where weight is critically important. But you're starting to see the size go down from a standard rack-mounted unit. And we have and do put GPUs inside the system for artificial intelligence and machine learning. And so one of the things that these things happen to have is a bunch of I/O, so you can pull in video data or EW data and then process it and then send it back out. As we move on down the line here, this particular unit right here is an RE1312, and this unit is a little bit smaller in form factor, so trending in the right direction. And essentially in this particular unit we've got Blaze accelerators in here that can do GPU-like function, but they use an ASIC to accomplish that. So you're seeing significantly less power than, say, an NVIDIA platform, but pretty much equivalent performance in terms of its capability. And it is application specific, but again, this is one of those options where if power is critically important, you might be able to use that technology, the ASIC technology, rather than a GPU. So that's something to consider, and something that starting to get our attention, at least in terms of the marketplace. Something to think about there. This particular unit isn't really germane or relative to artificial intelligence. It is essentially a storage unit. So this is a network attached storage. And so I've set it up here just as an example of the trends in the packaging that you can see. This one's vibration isolated, and a lot of the same ruggedization techniques that you're seeing on this particular unit actually apply to these units also. So something to just be aware of in terms of the trends. Things are getting smaller, things are getting more rugged. You have to apply those same ruggedization techniques regardless of what the size that you're working with. This particular unit right here is the Athena unit, codename Athena, and we actually have Xeon D processing here. We have dual 10 gig NICs, and then we have an MXM P5000 GPU card from NVIDIA in here. So this is an all air, no air over components design. It is very rugged and extremely capable in terms of its artificial intelligence packaging. This particular unit here is an RE2800, and this is an example of where you want to do something very specific in terms of the GPU capability, and this might use an NX type of a platform from Jetson. Very small, very powerful, lightweight. This is about the size of a deck of cards. And so again, this is something where if you need very specific kinds of processing and you need a very small package, this might be potentially an option. Really wanted to just show you the trends that we're seeing in the industry and how the GPU and signal processing are advancing and what's happening to the packaging. Thought it was interesting and I hope that you found that useful. Thanks.